Hello, today I wanted to talk about how to use some of the rounding features in Onshape. So basically how to create circles, rounded objects. You're going to do that a lot because a lot of real world products you'll find have a lot of rounded edges to them. So in order to round your object, I just made a basic rectangle here. And first I want to show you an option called fillet. And I do recommend using, there's two types of fillets. There's a sketch fillet. I'm just going to extrude this 1 inch. There's a sketch fillet, and then there's a um, 3D object fillet, for lack of a better term. So once you create your object, you can go to fillet here, and you can select any corners, and I'll select the two here, and it'll round it, and you can tell it whatever radius. I know this is 2 inches wide, so I'll do each one at 1 inch, and it'll completely round the top off. Now you'll find if you make the radius too big, I'll try something large, and you'll see it doesn't show a preview. So if it's not showing you a preview, it just means that you probably have this number too large and it won't work on that size object. So you may have to adjust that if you need to. Now, the reason I recommend using the 3D one is sometimes if you do the 2D one, which I'll go back to this one, and I'll select fillet up here, and you can select two edges of a corner and it'll show you, and you can drag that in or pull it back. Now, sometimes, and it's not every time, and I'm sure it'll work fine on here, if you decide later to adjust this, so now I'll go back to my sketch, and let's say I don't want it anymore, it gets rid of the corner, and kind of a nuisance, not a huge deal, but it can be kind of annoying. Whereas if I delete this fillet from the 3D option, I just hit delete, it just squares it back off again. So that's why I recommend using the 3D version of fillet and not the 2D, because it's just easy to edit, and later you may not want it for some reason or another. So that's why I highly recommend using the 3D fillet. The other item I just wanted to talk about is doing different types of circles. So I'll actually just go back in this sketch and kind of mess with it. So center point circle, draw it out, and there's your basic circle. There are other options. There's a 3-point circle and there's an ellipse. So let me look at it straight on. Ellipse, you draw out the major axis and then you can adjust the minor. And when you put dimensions in, you can do two dimensions, one based off this direction, one based off of this direction. And I think that's the real basic stuff for creating rounded off objects. So thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.